Hello, hello. I think I have everything cut up. Okay, I think I have, yeah, I have my Twitch open, unfortunately. And that was tripping me out for a minute. Hey, Aislinn, how you doing? Yeah, had both my audio, I was testing my audio to make sure I wasn't, talking too loud, and then I also had my Twitch to make sure the stream was going out, so it was not only an echo, but double echo. And no, not Echo the Dolphin, just the regular kind of echo. Echo. Yeah, I had a tweet actually kind of blow up today, which is strange because I didn't make it. I made it like 10 days ago. Probably less than that, but it was kind of funny. It was it was a tweet of, it was the VTuber versus IRL thing, and it was, it had a picture of me and my character. Actually, let's go ahead and switch to the room here while I'm talking about this. I am not set up. Hold on. I apologize. I thought I had this all running. I guess I got confused. Alright, there we go. Alright, a little bit more animate there. Let's just nudge myself over a little bit so I'm more center focus. I need all eyes on me. Yeah, so it was a picture of me. Actually, I think I could just... I wonder if I have it on my... I probably still have it in my downloads here. I made it. Probably just pop it up. Nope, I can't. I don't know where I put it. Well, I can just download it. Nope. Yeah, so it was a picture of me, and then as I appear, and then me in real life was just my gravestone. So, you know, funny. Yeah, it was strange. It kind of took off there for a minute. Not a huge blow up, but it was kind of exciting, you know, getting several notifications in a row. And I actually got like, I want to say 9 hours, 10 hours of sleep last night. It was, and I usually do like 6 hours. But the night of, we had the Sonic 3, I got to bed late, and then, I just could not dreaming to live. Yeah, I just could not I couldn't go to sleep. I went to bed, and I was just lying there for half the night. And then I tend to listen to books on tape, and that tends to help with the boredom when I have insomnia. Yeah, I got just stuck there. And then so of course last night I actually got some sleep, and that was nice. So yeah, no, it's yeah, no, I tend to crash heavily on the weekends. But as far as the weekdays, usually I stay up pretty late and just suffer at work because my job is at the moment pretty boring. So it's not always boring, but for the moment it is. But yeah, that's what's happened since yesterday. Not too much. Just getting quality sleep. Thank God. So I need to stop saying something I'm working on. It's usually better just to have the pause. I know that from my time doing elocution for public speaking, but despite me using my public speaking skills to do things such as talk a little bit louder when doing this, even though I probably shouldn't, it hasn't transferred over to my tendency to use spacers. So, one of the things I need to work on. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I was doing public speaking since I was a child, unfortunately, and probably not for the best, because I was extremely anxious kid, and my anxiety's improved quite a bit since then. But as a child, yeah, going up in front of a full crowd and talking, not always fun. But I learned a lot from it, and I can hopefully use those skills here as well. So yeah, let's go ahead and get started. Yeah, it takes a lot of either getting used to or a certain personality to be able to speak publicly well. You either have to be somebody who just does that, which I am not, or you could could be one of those, or you can just burn yourself out of the anxiety. And it tends to take a lot of work to do the latter. But I'm gonna go ahead and launch the game. Factory. I think I was hearing on the mic some of my central air conditioner. Hopefully that's calmed down. If not, I'll need to think of a way to cut that sound down. I need to also figure out, so you can see sometimes I'll start like blinking even though I am not blinking. That's the blue light filter on my glasses hiding my eyes from the system. I have another pair of glasses, but it's an older prescription, so I probably just need to get a pair that doesn't have the blue light. I got through it by using my acting skills and essentially just being a character of myself for speeches. Yeah, that's in part why I was interested in B-tubing instead of doing regular streaming, because I feel like I don't think of myself as a very interesting person. But hey, Puka, good to see you. But if I can have a character, I've been doing D&D for a long time, and I can make very interesting characters. So if I can make myself a bit of a character, then yeah, no, I appreciate you you coming in. I hope you enjoy the stream. But yeah, the lurk is appreciated. So yeah, no, if I'm allowed to sort of be an extreme version of myself, I feel like I can be a much more entertaining character, and I don't think I could do that as a regular streamer. I would have to be myself. So yeah, I feel like the VTubing aspect allows me to access, more on a more extreme version of myself. That's a little more wacky. I don't know. But yeah, that's enough rambling. Let's go ahead and start the game. I was looking forward to this game. I like the Harvest Moon games. and of course Story of Seasons as they're called now. But I tend to get bored of them fairly quickly. I basically get married and then stop. The farming aspect alone isn't enough to keep me engaged. So I'm hoping the combat, even if it's a little simplistic, will keep me going after I start this. But we'll see. I heard the yeah, you get married and then you stop, you give up. Yep, just for like real life. Yeah, life ends at 30. Yes, right? Yeah, that's what everybody tells me. But I don't believe it. Actually, my 30s so far have been so much better than my 20s, like by orders of magnitude. So, you Zoomers out there, just know, well, it's probably not going to be better for you. Sorry, the world is ending. To be fair, we didn't have any power over it. Over it either. We can all blame the boomers for that. But, you know, hopefully it'll be a little bit better. And if not, we always have Rune Factory. We'll always have Rune Factory. Speaking of, let's play Rune Factory instead of downing ourselves with horrible, cynical humor. Okay, I'm not seeing... Oh, here it is. And I'll be joining you all in a moment. I need to get my controller out. I thought I had it out, but apparently I don't. All right. I don't know if I should be concerned about whether or not this will get copyright strike. I mean, what I'll say is I didn't expect it either. Right.
Factory 5.
Okay, I got outfits. Yay. I mean, yeah. I'll probably end up dating a girl, but we'll see. Alright, we got our not 7,000-year-old girl. And a mysterious voice. A scream. Ah! It's a girl. I have to help her. Okay, gender check. Well, I'm a dude for now. You're just the right man in the wrong place. Continue as a male character. Choose no to reselect. Yeah. Confirmation. Must have blacked out. What happened?
Anything.
Oh.
Right. That girl's in trouble.
Okay. Is that Yuri Lilienthal? That sounds like Yuri. I guess it's just the generic anime protagonist voice at this point. Wait right there, I'll protect you. Alright, so... Alright, we need a weapon. Yep, thank you, tutorial. Oh. I was wondering why I couldn't use my thing, and apparently, my controller, and apparently, it lost the signal. B to attack. I do know a little bit about the original, well, about Rune Factory 4, so I assume this is a dragon girl. Alright, more combat against Japanese wasps this time. Yes, they are that big. Alright, dash. Right button. Okay. Alright, there we got our focus. Alright, so this is like, I played a little bit of Trials of Cold Steel, and this reminds me of that. Was it Trials or Trails? Trails, I think. Yeah, you can tame monsters. That's neat. Alright, so one of our marriage candidates, probably. Alright, we got our shy marriage candidate.
You can do it, Priscilla.
Alright, we got our Genki girl.
Huh? Huh? Yay.
Thank goodness.
Rip. And that's how the game ends, folks. Very short game, but I'm glad I bought it. I mean, I don't think you... I think you buy this for the same reason you buy a dating sim, to some degree. I don't know. There are some people who are really into the farming stuff and the micromanaging. I never have been.
He's away. I'll go get my mom.
I mean, they literally say bashful girl and energetic girl. High-spirited man. Murakamo, you scared Hina and Priscilla half to death.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, Lucy. I heard my niece was carried in here. I guess the growly voice doesn't work when he has a generic,
Hina! You okay, kiddo?
sort of, strong boy voice. I am now, thanks to my hero.
You!
How could I ever...
Never repay you!
Alright, it's really hard to tell when there's going to be voice or not.
Oh!
Hey now, what are you doing to my patient?
Alright, we get the...
Hey,
badass older lady. Oh, Mom, I was just coming to get you.
well, I'm here now.
Oh, is she the Ara Ara?
I'm this town's doctor. And
Word of
also
an exciting job, really.
Simone.
Town doctor and mayor. So, how are we feeling? Experiencing any pain? Not really. Actually, I feel fine.
No numbness either? Thank goodness.
Yokata.
If you don't have any difficulty speaking, then I'd like to ask a few questions.
I'm surprised I haven't gotten any people coming in. Say Ara Ara. What's my name and birthday? Well, that's no good. We're Para. That's not my name. But as long as you don't call me dead, I'm fine. I am actually a Christmas baby. And I hate it. But we're gonna go ahead with that. Gotta be in just chatting for that kind of thing. Okay. Pretty sure my name's Para. My birthday is way 25, I think. And my hometown, where I'm from. Well, I just came back from the grave and I'm feeling fine.
I'm really sorry.
I can't remember. I have convenient amnesia. I appear to be suffering sudden from memory loss.
This is madness.
I'm afraid the symptoms point to a case of amnesia. I'm just going to sound dramatic as possible when I have to read these things.
Hey!
I'm afraid not. Amnesia is no joke. I've never met anyone with amnesia before.
What should I do?
Isn't there anything we can do? You can have actual voice lines so I don't have to talk. Everyone's getting worked up over me. What to do? I should leave before I cause any more trouble. Yes, I'm just gonna walk out with amnesia. Thank you for your concern, but I'm okay, really. This is the... Yeah, this is a very Japanese protagonist, anime protagonist style of doing it. It's like, oh, I have debilitating amnesia.
Why not stay at my family's place?
I'm just gonna walk out into the street and get lost. Yeah, it really is random.
Hey now, what are you saying? Hina's hero is crashing with me.
Well, yes, everybody wants a piece of me.
Absolutely not.
He's my patient. He'll be staying under my care.
What?
You just want a chance to study an amnesiac. Hold on. Is that a problem? I mean, you really think you would think somebody who had horrible traumatic brain injury to the point of having amnesia, you would want to keep them in a doctor's care. For his own safety, of course. And for science! Okay, we got a mad scientist, Ara. Okay. Is that legal? I'm not following, like, any of this. I don't know. I mean, I assume you would want to keep them under observation for at least a little while. Come on, controller. Don't be dense. They're arguing about who's gonna take you in.
Honestly.
I know they can keep you for observation for at least 48 hours. Could people be any more gullible? You're inviting a total stranger into your homes. For all you know, he's a wolf in Willie's clothing. You know, I tend to like characters in these games who don't automatically think you're the coolest person ever. No way, Para is a good person. I'm not. I can spoil that right now. I'm evil. As much as I'm inclined to agree with you, Hina, my daughter does raise a valid concern. Oh, I know. Lucy? Be a dear and take Para to the field captain's office. A soul sphere doesn't lie. One scan will tell us the kind of person he is. Wait. You have just a way to tell if people are good or not? That comes with... That raises an alarming number of ethical problems. Like, what is a good person? And how do you quantify that? Do they have a freaking, do they have a CRPG morality system where it's simplistic and it's just light side, dark side? Anyways. Hey, why me? I'm the one who raised the red flag. Well, I wouldn't mind taking you.
Really?
Really?
Yeah.
Sure, the field captain's office is... Wait a minute! She's complaining about taking him down one floor?
Thanks.
You could all just go down.
Hey!
Wait up, I'm coming too. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. Save at a camp, save load, and autosave, and we have camera movement. Okay. I'm sorry, but I'm evil, and I don't want you finding out. Field captain's office is downstairs and to your right. Come on, no dawdling. Yeah, I'm sorry, what? A soul? You can just look at people's souls? The field captain's office is just right through that door. Seriously, like... I know these games are supposed to be simplistic, but... Alright, Lucy was reading a book. She stopped halfway through. So she was hanging out. Come on, I'm evil, please. Just don't make... Look, I may... What's with this box, and why does it have a face? A box? How rude. A talking box. She's not a box. Despite her appearance, I do have a name. Saint Eliza. Call me Eliza for short. Eliza? That's me. Pleased to make your acquaintance. Now that I think about it, you can actually hear me? At first glance, you don't look too dependable, but I can see you have potential. I do? Oh, don't mind me. I'm talking to myself. A talking box. Okay, you can change the game's difficulty level here. You have 3 options. Easy, normal, and hard. We're currently playing on normal. Let me know if you ever want to change it. You can also access the directive system here. I've heard this game is extremely easy even on normal mode, so I'll probably kick it up to hard at some point. If you'd like to give it a whirl, then look at the first directive request on the task board. Okay, I'm not gonna do that. I guess I have to. But thou must. The Soul Zone told us that it can tell if a person is good or bad. It also told us that it is always right about everything, so that must be true. Okay, the field captain is a little girl. We've come to register Para with the Soul Sphere. Para?
Ah, this one. So he's finally awake.
This child is the field captain? Actually, she's 1700 years old. She runs Silo, Seeds, Rigbarth outpost. Who's Rigbarth? What's a seed? Didn't you play Final Fantasy VIII? Can you at least try to keep up?
This town is called Rigbark. It's kept safe from monsters by sea, an organization dedicated to protecting people. And the building you're standing in is Rigbark Outpost, which is also known as the Silo.
I guess they're making halfway decent jokes in terms of like farming simulators, because it's seed and silo and stuff. I can sort of respect that. Clothes you're wearing up were all torn up, so we took the liberty of lending you a seed uniform.
Got it?
Thanks.
Thanks for filling me in.
No need to thank me.
Oh, we already got blushes.
So, where did you come from? What brings you to our peculiar little slice of the frontier?
Honestly, I can't remember.
And that means what, exactly?
He supposedly has amnesia. That's we'd like you to run a soul sphere check.
Oh.
I see. Yep. Maybe the little girl is actually like a several hundred years old demon, and she's running this soul sphere that tells everybody, you know, who's good and bad. And actually it lies. I could pass that way. Huge crystal is the soul sphere. Doesn't it shine so beautifully? Got my eye on you. You better not try any funny business. Got it? I can't make any jokes, guys. She said no funny business. Our soul sphere is more valuable than you could possibly imagine. Break it and you'll soon be fined into oblivion. I kid, you can relax. Okay. This thing? I was hoping to get to farming today, but I guess we're not just doing We Quit Joja. What's happening? These runes are nearly out of control. It can only mean one thing. I am the reincarnation of Truck-kun. Enough, get away. Right. That was a surprise. Yep. Who or what are you? I told you, I'm evil. That's what I'd like to know. What gives, Field Captain? That was not a normal reading. Normally, the soul sphere only gives off a faint glow, right? Ma'am?
Huh?
Yeah, right.
At ease, you two. This one is no threat. No, never mind.
The important thing is nothing suspicious came up on the soul sphere. Para is squeaky clean. Yep, totally clean. Totally clean. My soul is as clean as a soul can be. Thank goodness. Yep, I feel relieved? Not gonna lie, I'm way out of my depth here. For starters, what's a soul sphere? The soul sphere is, you know... What is it? My mom tells me it quantifies the inner light of a living spirit, whatever that means. You base your entire society off of this, and you don't even know how it works. Actually, that actually makes a lot of sense. That's how most things work around here anyways. Offer your hand, and it will reveal a lot about who you are. Right, Captain Livia? Yeah, that sums it up. More importantly, Para.
If you don't have anywhere else to go, then I have some work for you. Our only active ranger is away at Seed headquarters, so we're a little understaffed.
That's putting it lightly. They're so short-handed, we've had to work overtime, and we're just volunteers.
Well?
Interested? The job comes with free room and board.
I don't know. Defending off a monster or two is one thing, but protecting a whole town? That's a lot.
Anime protagonist syndrome.
Field Captain!
What is it, Cecil?
There's a mystery afoot, Captain Livia.
Granny Yuki's spectacles have been spirited away. I had nothing to do with that. You can't prove anything.
Yeah.
She lost her glasses again.
It's not that.
No, ma'am. They vanished into thin air. It's a serious incident.
Sheesh.
Okay. This one's all yours, Lucy. Me again?
Come on, Lucy, hurry. We need to investigate the scene before it's compromised.
Look, just because I've moved you guys' glasses several times does not mean I did this one. I have questions about the hierarchy of this military. Of all the lousy... That sounded serious. Yes, an old woman losing their glasses is extremely serious. Strange things always happen when Cecil, boy detective, is around. This is what qualifies as a mystery out of the out in the sticks. You guys ever see what is it, Dicktown, with John Hodgman, where he's an ex-famous boy detective? It's a pretty good show. We're just a sleepy hamlet from where nothing happens. As soon as your memory returns, you can pack up and go, but for now, we need all the help we can get.
Yes.
When you put it that way, sign me up. Yeah, it's pretty solid. When you put it that way, sign me up. Okay, but thou must. Why did you even bother giving me a option? You didn't even change the dialogue. Excellent. Welcome to the team. Now then, let's put you to work. Priscilla, take our new recruit out back for some field training.
Huh?
By field, do you mean... Agricultural. Seed is a self-sufficient organization. You'll just start in the field. Fear? Yeah, I started in fear, but we're gonna go to the field. You just start in the field. After that, the only thing limiting what you can do is my imagination.
That's so.
Okay, then. Shall we? Alright. So now we get, really? Did I say something wrong? Are you sure you don't need an explanation? No. Crap. I was gonna say, like, I've played most of these games at a time or two. Oh, thank goodness. I didn't know what I was gonna do if you didn't want to listen. She really is going out of her way to help me. I wish she wouldn't, because I already know this stuff. Great, well the best way to learn something new is to get some hand-on experience. So, could you start by tilling this field for me? I mean, I'd like to say yes. But this place seems like it's in pretty bad shape. The truth is, nobody's worked the field for ages. So let's clean it up first. Can you use A to pick up all the weeds and branches, blah blah blah. Yes, it's a tutorial. I got it. Are you gonna make me pick these all up individually? No, thank you. Alright, rock, rock, rock. We will rock, rock, rock you. They go into the thing? I don't know what happened there. Other than apparently threw it. And that I hope that doesn't mean I have to go find them. Alright. Come on. The introduction of a free-moving camera into this is a little awkward. Weed. I actually have to do lawn work this weekend, and it's not actually fun. Alright. Are they including the medicinal herbs in that? I guess so. What do you want? I've gotten all the stuff. Alright, you did a great job. By the way, if you hold down A, you'll only pick up items of the same type. And if you lock onto the sleeping den when you're holding something, you can throw stuff in there from a distance. Okay, so that's what was happening with the rocks. Moving on, please take this. Try tilling the soil in one of the spots you cleared. If there's anything you don't understand, just ask me for help. Tell me when you've tilled some soil. Okay, thank you, mandatory tutorial. How do I open up my... Oh, okay. very entertaining practice of hoeing, if you know what I mean. Yep, I don't know how much they want me to hoe. I'll just finish this row and then talk to her again and see if that's enough. If you use a better quality hoe, yep, okay. I'll teach you how to use those next. Alright, we get some turnip seeds. Yay. Do I have to do it? Yeah, I know. Alright. Alright, if we hold down. Do I really have to go into this for every time? Oh, I didn't actually fill it. It's watering time! Yeah, I can't charge that with this version. I think... Can I... No, I can't. I was wondering if I could assign it to those other slots, that X and Y slot, but apparently not. Yep. Blah, blah, blah. I didn't realize I was in this game. Cheapo and all that. Appreciate receiving something you've grown as a present. And of course, you can always leave your crops in this shipping bin to sell them for a profit. Someone will come by 8 a.m. every day to collect what's inside. Yep. Ganbatta. Yes, one more thing. No, that would have been Oscarata. Yay! I get a lot of turnip seeds. Earthmaids. You know, Para, I may not be... Maybe it's just not farming you're good at. I get the feeling that you're the kind of person who would make the whole world a green, vibrant place. Oh, come on. Now you're exaggerating. Hee hee. But it wouldn't be nice if that were true. When I was little, I used to read stories about Earthmaids who rode dragons through the sky. They would tin the earth and bring life. Filling the world with runes. I always loved reading about them. Runes? Oh, I'm sorry. Runes are, they're sort of like your stamina, or maybe your life force. So, key. Basically, if you work yourself too hard and use up all your runes, you'll collapse from exhaustion. So be careful, okay? Ugh. Sorry for pushing you so hard. Let's call it a day. You can switch. That's handy. The field captain said you can use this room. So it's yours now, Para. Wait, isn't this the silo? Yeah, I know what you're thinking. So So they all talked about where I could stay, and then ended up staying in the room that I was staying in already. Second floor room has always been empty, and Captain Livia said that Rangers should live here. She did? At least safety won't be a problem. Alright, Captain Livia lives just downstairs after all. Also, people come by the silo all the time. If you ever need any help, I'm sure someone will be happy to lend you a hand. Haha, shouldn't it be the other way around? Don't worry about it. Everyone around here is always eager to help each other out. So having actually lived in a small town, no. Then maybe I'll ask them for a favor or two. No, it's mostly gossip and people hating each other. I mean, if you've ever been to high school, you've been in the equivalent of a small town. Go for it. That being said, right now your room only has a bed, a calendar, and a projector. I guess there's some cliques who look out after each other. But since I was an import, yeah, it didn't qualify for me. You can use the calendar to check on the date and see whether a festival or anything else is coming up soon. The projector lets you view any cutscenes you've seen. Hooray, mandatory tutorials. Last up is your bed. After you go to sleep, you'll wake up at 6 a.m. the next day with your HP and RP restored. If you don't sleep enough, you'll become fatigued, and you're also more likely to catch a cold. So make sure you always get a good night's sleep. In short, if you feel tired, go to bed. But I haven't gotten to a save point yet, Mom.
Great work today. Rest up.
Alright, I got a finish the prologue achievement. Sorry, I didn't make you mean to make you do so much work. Why don't you rest for a while in that bed? No, I'm making a break for it. Nope, mandatory. Yep, we'll save.
Good night.
This feels like it was programmed in Unity.
Good morning.
I feel like she just stood over me all night.
Morning.
I think we have the Yandere. After 3 days of no sleep, you'll begin to lose.
Good morning.
I did a week without sleep as a teenager. I was definitely hallucinating by the end there. Pretty cold. I wonder if she still distrusts me. Oh yeah, did you solve the case of the missing glasses?
Yeah.
Naturally.
Wow.
Glad to hear it. Cecil sure must have felt relieved. Relieved I didn't chew him out for wasting my time. Yuki's glasses were sitting right on her head. Who could have seen it coming? They say it's always in the last place you look. Priscilla? I was sorry, I was trying to hold back a yawn. Hope she's getting enough sleep. She literally stood over you all night long, dude. Why fight it? If you gotta yawn, just yawn. Showing the inside of my mouth to the whole world is just too embarrassing. I don't know if my horror is being adequately expressed. Okay, whatever you say. She's very Japanese modest, right? Wow.
See?
Let's just pass along our message already. And then maybe you should go back to bed. You have a message for me?
Sure.
Field Captain's orders. She wants you to introduce yourself to everyone in town. Oh wow, your first official seed mission. Good luck and break a leg. Alright, we got a map. I can warp. And we autosave. And we got some money from, I guess, the medicinal herbs. I didn't get my GF. No. God. Yeah. Didn't get enough sleep again. Nope. So many people have asked me to help them out with so many things. Well, that sounds rough. Not that you look too upset about it. This is supposed to be the bashful one. Not, hee hee. I like giving our neighbors a helpful hand. It's fun and makes me feel warm inside. If you ever need anything, help with anything, just let me know. Okay? I'll be more than happy to. Okay. Sounds more like I should be helping you. How about you get some more sleep?
Time to tackle another
Crazy. Ah, Para.
Hey,
Have you seen Julian around? The little scamps wandered off somewhere. Again.
honestly.
Ugh, seriously. Where did he get to this time? I take my eyes off of him for 2 seconds and poof, he's nowhere to be seen. Yikes, sounds like you're having a tough day, Lucy. I'm used to it. No, Julian's not the only one I worry about. Now I gotta keep an eye on you.
Huh?
Oh, so he's the big sister type. Okay. I get it now. Well, you've lost your memories, right? I know you're not a weirdo or anything, but a girl's gotta wonder. See, I thought she was a ginky girl because they said energetic girl. But no, she's the big sister. Can you really make a life for yourself in Rigbarth, like, at all? Are you gonna remember to eat your veggies and get enough sleep? Like, get along with your neighbors? Say hi to them and send the right greeting cards at the right times. And most important of all, will you be nice to Priscilla? Will she want to be friends with you? I think Lucy might be into Priscilla. Just an idea. Serious. We haven't met the Ojo. Is it Ojo-sama? I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right. No, we haven't met. I'm serious. When somebody gives a buy one, get 7 free special on the worry aisle, how am I supposed to turn my back on them? I'm standing right here, you know. Alright. I was in the middle of something. Gotta find Julian.
See you later.
Better run. See you, Para. If you need anything, let me know. Thanks. Well, I guess just means she's concerned about me, at least. Yep. Right, going to Julian right away. Alright, what's in this room that I couldn't go into? This is the captain's bedroom, I think. Okay. So, we've officially raided the captain's room. Mirror. And we can go and talk to the captain and get ordered around. No, this is the captain's room. She lives here. So who lives down there? Do Lucy and Priscilla share a room? Ooh. Alright. So how's the field work going? I literally started yesterday. It's going well, I guess. Glad to hear it. By the way, do you know anything about harvest reports? I literally forgot everything. Can't say I do. Ah, then let me fill you in. Weather and other conditions will determine whether your harvest is bountiful or poor. We can predict local conditions for up to a week at a time, so you should pay attention to them when you are about to harvest something. I can give you an even more detailed explanation if you'd like. No thanks. Yeah, I'm glad you picked these things up so quickly. It makes my job much easier. If you ever want to check the harvest report, just ask me about it. I will. Thanks so much. It's you. In case you forgot, I'm Livia, the field captain in charge of the silo. I know you got a lot on your plate, what with your amnesia and all, but I suggest you avoid trying to do everything at once. Relax, take your time, pitch in around the outpost. I'm sure your memories will come back to you someday. Thank you. Alright, I guess we're just dumped out in the world now after all those tutorials. Alright, we got more. Herbs. Oh.
Hope it comes out okay. Watering time.
It's watering time. Alright. I can hold action, but... that's, interestingly programmed. Alright. Is that where we came from? No, this is Martin and Cecil's house. Let's... Never knew there were books for tips for becoming a good detectives. So many dog-eared pages. Just barging into people's houses. Form of a bucket of water. That's the Wonder Twins. Powers activate. Alright. Passionate Aloe. Tried talking to Fuka, but I can't understand a word she says. What should I do to make sure we get through to each other? Well, you can tell she's not dateable because she doesn't have a character thing. Wow, they're so focused. Sumimasen. Okay, this girl is probably dateable. Or is it a guy? Oh, it is a guy. Very gray type, I think. I'm Para, the new seed trainee. I'll stay staying in Rigbarth for a while, so I want to introduce myself. Uh-huh.
Sir, Master Derek, a new seed trainee's here.
What's that, Martin?
A new seed trainee is here.
A blue sea train's near where?
Please stay your hand for a moment, sir.
Excuse me. Why didn't you tell me we got a customer?
Not a customer. Seed's latest recruit.
My name's Para.
Ah, new kid in town.
So we got
Yuki told me about you.
the tough muscle guy,
Name's Derek.
Derek.
Blacksmith round these parts. Martin here is my apprentice. Must be rough, losing your memory. Wish I could help.
I feel like I know this voice as well. Say, it's that. Martin, show him to the forge. Hammering away the anvil might knock something loose. Understood. Okay, so I can make my weapons here, I guess. I'll keep it short. Smithing allows you to make weapons and farm tools. Of course, you can't make much of anything without metal or any other materials. Normally, you gather ore from dungeons with a hammer. But since you probably don't have one any right now, you can use this. You receive some steel. Arigato. No need to thank me. Moving on. Why don't you start by making a longsword? Choose a blah blah blah. Come on. Make a weapon. Make a longsword. I'm not gonna talk out the tutorials or else my throat will die. Yep, made a claymore. Yep, I actually did it. I'm impressed. Yeah. I just naturally slam out a claymore. Smithing is such an amazing art. I can hardly believe I turned a lump of metal into something like this. It's almost like magic. You really think so? Anyway. Did you remember anything? What were we talking about again? Pull it together. Don't forget why we were doing this in the first place. You need a flash of inspiration. You could try eating some bread. What? Bread? Really? Did I stutter? Alright. You lost your memories. This is bread. It is made of wheat. Wheat is a plant that grows out of the ground. Are you getting this? Do you need to take notes? Wait. Does he seriously not eat? I don't know what bread is? I was joking. Yep. Alright. Alright. If I want to get serious about forging, I can get a forging license on my own forge. Gotta use a directive. I think he was just talking about recipes in general. I'm more kind of confused about the fact that the protagonist didn't seem to know what bread is.
Thank you very much.
I don't think I've introduced myself to everyone yet. No kidding.
I'd love to know what you think of my weapons.
So, Martin's almost certainly dateable and kind of tempting. But let's see who else is on the table. So, farming tools and weapons, and we also sell armor and accessories. Sell materials, blah 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 blah. Craft those rather than forge them. If you want to do that yourself, you'll need a crafting license and a crafting table. Hope that helps. I don't know if I could even talk to this guy. Para, was it? Imagine having amnesia ain't the most pleasant experience. But don't let that get you down. Your memories will come back someday. In the meantime, come see me if you ever need help. And don't try to do everything yourself. We're here for you. That's what everybody keeps saying, but... Well, I guess they did give me a claymore. So, I guess I can't complain too much. I mean, they made me forge it myself. I don't know. Are these events? Things? No. Highest of quality, yep. Which I forged, having never used a item before. Nobody's here, I think. I'm just gonna walk everywhere with the claymore out, so everybody knows who's in charge. Yeah, you run faster without the claymore, so I guess I won't. Bluegrass. Okay. I seem to remember bluegrass being useful for... Okay, I can guess I can buy a house at some point. Being useful for getting your stamina up. Try not to lose so much sleep over that. Alright. If you hold a knife, your movement speed is slightly faster.
You little...
Wait.
Sorry.
It's chasing after my brother.
Okay.
No worries. Are you okay, Lucy? I'm fine, thanks. Yeah, they seem to have. You know, I would have preferred not to have the cutscenes and just had more voices. Something the matter?
It's nothing. I was wrong to be suspicious of you.
I don't have time for this. I gotta help John Julian. I take my eyes off that kid for 1 second, and he runs off to who knows where. Sounds like a real handful.
More like 2. You're in training, right? Give me a hand.
First one to catch him wins. Ooh, Julian. This is now a seed mission. 3, 2, 1, go. Oh, there's Dragon Girl. What was the button for the map? Oh. Let's find out how many hundreds of years old she is. There's Julian. Oh, he's with Hina.
Jeez.
Nuh-uh, I'm way stronger than you.
No?
You wish. Sounds like an argument. I'll show you. Come on, controller, don't quit on me now.
Okay.
Bring it on.
Whoa!
Oh no, they're fighting. I better break it up.
Hold it right there.
Let's see if that fixes it. Hold it right there. What do you think you're doing? Butting in on a fair fight. Wait, what? Police? But they might. Yes, children ritual combat.
Here goes.
Yeah. Oh, snap. Why is my Frostpunk Village hasn't pulling her yet? Do we still have network? I don't know if you heard that, but we just had a major lightning strike like right nearby. Does look like we still have network. Hopefully. No, that was lightning near where I'm at. Alright, and my monitor went out for a second, so that's why I was wondering if we lost power at all. My computer is hooked up to a UPS. My computer is hooked up to a UPS, but the network the Verizon Wireless is not. So, not Verizon Wireless. The Verizon router is not. So, I would have lost connection if power went out. Yeah, it looks like it's good. Alright, let's get back to the game then for a bit. Yep, he got knocked out. I win! She's crying? That's why I tried to stop them. What an amazing battle.
Huh?
Yeah, an amazing,
Yo!
Hey, Julian. There are some serious problems with this culture. I lost. He's really down in the dumps.
That was awesome! But next time, I'm gonna win for sure.
Now the loser gets sacrificed to our god. What an honor! It's actually, I think the Soul Stone just sort of keeps track of how many times you lost, and that's how they figure out if you're a good person or not. If you've lost too many fights, you're a bad person. What a tough kid, right? Toughness is pretty much the only thing he's got going for him. Only? Come on. Hey, Claus, how's it going? It's very anime.
Hey,
Is what I'd say. I I'm not minding it too much. I knew what I was getting into. It's kind of fun to poke fun at. At the very least, it's not an isekai. Oh, you didn't get to introduce yourself. I'll let him know about you later. You sure? Thank you. Anyways, keep up the hard work. Yeah, wait, what about our competition? Oops, I almost forgot. Let's call it a draw. I won't go so easy on you next time. Next time? I don't think I've introduced myself to everyone yet. Yeah, no. Yeah, I don't think I was expecting anything, like, amazing in terms of plot. It's cute. I like the town. The characters so far are a little generic, but entertaining enough. Yeah, I'm having a good time with this. Smells like fresh baked bread.
Welcome.
Sorry about that.
Excuse me, I'm not here to buy anything. As a matter of fact. So wait, he was saying he was acting like he didn't know what bread was in the
Seed trainee, aren't you?
in the forge, and now he knows what.
Do you know who this is, Yuki?
The glasses incident. Oh right, the woman from the glasses incident.
All about our new neighbor. That girl was positively beaming with excitement.
She had more than a few kind words to say about the Seed's latest hire. Yes, from Scent Memory. What I'd say is, and then Priscilla, of course, completely in love with us already to a creepy degree. My name is Para, and yes, that's me. I look forward to getting to know you.
Say, I'm Randall. My wife Yuki and I run this little bakery.
Feel free to drop in and chat anytime, even if you aren't looking to buy.
Huh?
I wouldn't want to impose. Don't you worry about us. That old-timers like us have nothing more to do than chew the fat.
Well, I just want to catch up on the latest gossip. But my husband here lives for tales of adventure. Whatever you happen to hear through the grapevine, we'll be happy to lend an ear.
Yeah.
Alright, I like these guys. I don't think I've introduced myself to everyone yet. Oh, hello there. It's good to see you. Do come visit me and Yuki again sometime soon. We'll always be happy to hear about your day. Alright. Yeah, they're not gonna really say much else. There's a food place there, but I don't have an event associated with it, so let's run to the events.
It's a case! It's a case!
I'm on the case.
Oh,
Whoa!
oh, it's you again.
Oh, the boy detective is dateable. Huh.
I knew it!
Just as I deduced, you must be Para.
Yeah.
But how did you know my name? Mr. Terry clued me in, a stranger without a past, appearing out of nowhere. Now that is a real mystery. I had to see it with my own eyes.
Cecil.
Show some respect. This young man's predicament is nothing for you to get excited about.
Oh, gosh, my apologies.
I hope you'll accept my apology, too. I'm the one who got him all riled up over a new incident.
Please, don't worry about it. On that note, are you Terry?
You are correct. Not that it was much of a riddle. I own the general store, but I work with Seed on the side. Here's to the start of a beautiful friendship.
Yes!
Para is into him. Likewise, I look forward to working together.
Excuse me? Can I also be your friend?
No, sorry, Cecil.
Of course.
The more the merrier, Cecil. Sorry, Cecil, I don't actually allow for boy detectives.
Thank you.
It's the boy part that doesn't do it for me. Man detective? Maybe. Cough, cough. Calf hack.
Simone?
Oh my.
Hello, Para. How are you feeling? Ara ara. Great. Thank you for your help earlier. No thanks necessary. As a doctor, it's my responsibility to... Cough, cough. I'm not actually gonna cough. That's... I like my voice. Oh, she's dying. Are you okay? That sounds pretty bad. For all my years of medical training, I'm not very good at taking care of myself. Yeah, no, I'm not doing that. But at least I try to get try the experimental treatments. You're taking untested medications? Cough. Of course. You can't really use my patients as test subjects. Unless you would like to donate your body to science. Well, as long as it won't hurt. Haha. Achoo! Only a joke. Old lady, I think you have COVID. I think you need to quarantine. This is no laughing matter, Simone. Hello, cat. Please do not jump on top. I don't think I've introduced myself to everyone. So it looks like the Dr. Mayer isn't dateable because she didn't get a cutscene. I felt like they were setting her up for it. That's how Patient Zero starts.
Huh?
How unlucky. You are our 9,999th visitor. Had you been the 10,000th, I would have given you a crystal as a customer appreciation prize.
She's got the consumption. You know, I actually died of the consumption. It was a horrible death. I don't recommend it. Oh, that is bad luck.
It sure is. So very unfortunate. How about this? Why don't you step out of the shop for a moment, then come back in?
Cross a little blood quietly into the handkerchief. She's working for the Umbrella Corporation. She does look a bit like Ada. They both have a preference for sleeky red dresses.
You should have asked me to step outside with you.
It's a moot point now. How can I help you? Alright. Training under Seed. My name's Para. Oh yes, I heard about you. Is it true you've lost your memories? Lately, I've been rather forgetful myself, so I can understand what you're going through. Huh, I see.
Where are my manners? I'm Hines, proprietor of this crystal shop.
Our motto is, happiness sprouts from a smile. Pleased as punch to make your acquaintance. The pleasure's all mine. By the way, about that customer appreciation prize. Ha ha ha, you're quite the comedian, my friend. Do you think a crystal shop way out in the boonies could possibly attract 10,000 visitors? I guess not. I don't think I've introduced myself to everyone yet. Yeah, I think he's the kind of guy who says, I'm a prankster, and is just kind of a dick. Ooh, I got a hot springs, an onsen. Well, you guys should be taking off your shoes. Come on.
Yo, if it isn't
Just a bank bow, but back in the old times. Yo, if it isn't the hero of the hour. It's just a prank, bro. It's just a prank. The cameras are over here, I swear. It's just a prank. Yo, if it isn't the hero of the hour. Alright, he's dateable. If I date a dude, it's probably gonna be him.
Murakuma. The one and only. Given my offer any thought, there's plenty of room for you to stay at my place. Perks of being the innkeeper.
Actually, I'm staying at the silo.
I'm glad that everything worked out.
Prank, prank, prank. Say no more. I'm sure you'll take seed to seed like a duck to water.
Hang in there.
It's a jungle out there, but work hard and you'll get by.
If you ever need a break, come take a dip in our spa.
Time to take a dip in our spa. It's a onsen. Come on. There's no better way to restore your health and energy. Well, at least we don't have to wait like 2 seasons to unlock the spa. Or the onsen. The hot... whatever. Thanks for the offer. I don't think I've introduced myself to everyone yet. Alright. Do they only have like 3 dateable characters per gender? Eureka! This is the guy I want to date.
Hello, person who I have never met. Feast your eyes on this.
Oh, I think it might be a girl.
I, Palmo Criasi de Saint Coquille, have poured forth my entire being into this one sheet.
Is it a blueprint? I am overcome by a wave of pure emotion. Behold, a work of art that is also a toilet. Looks pretty sturdy. A fine eye for detail, totally random stranger. This porcelain throne could bear a dragon's girth. Truly a seat for the masses. More of a truly a seat for mass asses. Ha ha ha. Wow, I don't know what to say. A look of bewilderment says it all.
But I am getting ahead of myself. Who, might I ask, are you?
Hello.
I'm the new seed trainee, Para. I'm going to be living in Rigbarth, so I'm going to make the rounds to introduce myself to everyone. Sweet serendipity, a new acquaintance. I feel the electric tingle of future inspiration.
Momo, can you keep it down? I'm trying to sleep.
Your laziness is also inspiring, young Riker. How magnificently your work has piled up.
My bad.
I'll get straight to it. Tomorrow. Today, I rest.
Man after my own heart. Who's that?
That is Riker, the apprentice carpenter under my tutelage. If I let him oversleep, he becomes completely useless.
Oh, I see. He seems oddly happy about that.
And with that,
I must begin constructing my masterpiece. When it is finished, I hope that we may share the spark of creativity again. Have I met everyone in town? I'll report to the field captain tomorrow. For now, I shall call it a day. It's already getting late. Hey, Riker.
What could it be?
What was that? Am I seeing things? He's a ninja. That's why he's sleepy. Because he stays up all night doing ninja shit. Field captain expected me to report back to her field office once I finished my mission, but I just went to sleep instead.
Yes.
Did I skill up in sleeping? Because I think that should be a skill, if it's not. Alright, Priscilla, were you watching over me creepily again? La-di-da-di day. What a beautiful day. She bought a new pen. See, look, hold it in the light and it sparkles. Isn't it pretty? I'm gonna have any more fun writing letters now. You know what? You do you.
Captain Livia. Yes.
I've introduced myself to everyone in town.
Yeah.
Good work. She seems very excited about this.
Well,
You getting used to the small town life? I don't see that happening. True. The town folks all have their peculiarities.
however,
As you get to know your neighbors, you might come to see them in a new light.
hey,
Speaking of which, Para, did you see the bulletin board by the silo's entrance? Members of the community go there to file requests. I need someone to review the posts and help out any citizens in need.
Yes.
Consider it done.
Yes.
Good answer.
All right.
For your next mission, you will complete a request from the bulletin board. Once you've resolved Priscilla's issue, report back to me. Yes, ma'am. All right. And Lucy's back.
Time to tackle another day.
What great weather we're having. Hey, Julian told me you're gonna have to live and work here as a member of Seed now. And for some reason, he's treating you as his biggest rival. Did something happen between you two? I haven't talked to the kid yet. Oh.
Alright. Alright.
What?
Alright.
Why did I get a bunch of orange juice?
Alright. Yes. 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 Yes.
I guess this is like...
Hope it comes out okay. Yes.
Well, I'm skilling up my water anyways.
Watering time. Yes.
Alright, let's see if we can get some other stuff planted.
Easy does it. There you go.
Woo, planting. So exciting.
Easy does it. There we go. There you go.
I don't know if there's any real strategy to this yet. Other than just farm as much as we can. I sort of know the strategies to Stardew Valley, but I am and more Friends of Mineral Town, but that's the extent of what I've done. And I didn't bother. I didn't want to look anything up for this. Not really. I was concerned about spoilers more. I didn't really feel like being too optimal with this.
Easy does it. There you go. There we go. There we go. There you go.
Should be it. And we just gotta water, and then we're done with farming for the day, and we can do whatever the dumb request is.
There we go. There we go. There you go. Watering time. Skill up.
Claus, thanks for the follow. I really appreciate it.
Yes. Go big and strong, okay? Hope it comes out okay. Huh?
Oh, out of water. Come on. Stop being fidgety.
Go big and strong, okay? All right.
All right.
All right.
We're done with all that. Can go see what this request is and find out how we totally screwed ourselves by doing too much farming. Let's find out about the ritual battles.
Treat me like a kid.
Oh, hey, it's you. Hi there, I'm Para, and I just joined Seed. And I haven't gotten my Guardian Force yet. Your name's Julian, right? It's nice to meet you. Yeah, same here. Alright, listen up, Para. I'm not gonna let you one-up me forever. Wait, what? I'm gonna work super hard and get stronger than you. Then I'll be the one rescuing Hina. Just you watch. Haha, sure. Guess this means he sees me as his rival. Oh, hi, Para. Hi, Hina. It's good to see you again. Yeah, do you feel better now? Nothing hurts? Nope, I'm fit as a fiddle. Oh, phew. I'm so glad. Hooray! Alright, let's go fix the door. Hi, Para. Are you here for my request? It depends. Are you trying to lure me into a date on the restaurant? Yep. This is the locked door? Yes. You're right, it won't open. Did you lose the key? Oh, but my big sister has the only copy.
Is that so?
Alright, then we need to go find her. See, that's the thing. She's in the restaurant, but she hasn't come out in days.
What?
Oh no, do you think something happened in there? We have to do something. Yeah, I mean, this seems like something you'd want to, like, open the restaurant as soon as possible. Do I have permission to break down the door? Huh? I mean, yes. Okay, I'm on it. Won't budge. What's going on? Priscilla's sister is locked inside, but we can't get in. Step aside. Martin being stone cold. Sturdier than it looks.
Priscilla, is it okay for me to pulverize the door?
Oh my god, he's Hulk Hogan.
Wait a moment.
Riker?
Come on.
I swear. Blacksmiths are all brawn and no brain. Guess when all you have is a hammer, everything looks like a nail.
I don't want to hear it from a halfling who's barely cut out for carpentry.
Shut it. He'll eat those words eventually.
I think they have some slap kiss going on.
I see.
Totally a ninja. It's open! For someone like me, this lock is child's play.
Impressive. You'd make a fine locksmith.
Or a fine thief. Life of crime might actually suit you. What?
Haha! Go on, laugh it up.
Come on.
Someday I'll be Palmo's right-hand man, you'll see. Thanks, everybody. I'll pay you back as soon as I... Don't mention it.
We're doing this for a reason, right? Get in there.
Priscilla,
Yes.
I'm right behind you.
Elsha.
Pow. Did I just hear something? Oh. Ow, ow. Okay. Okay, now we got the Genki girl, I guess. Fuka. Not what I expected? No, not what I expected either. Fuka, where's my sister?
Elsha.
Of course, I should have guessed. That's so typical of her. Priscilla, who is this? Oh, that's right, you two haven't met. This is Fuka. She works part-time in a restaurant and has been locked in here for several days. She says she's happy to meet you. Likewise, or should I say rar? Uh-huh. She understands you just fine. Oh, really? She says she knows lots of words.
wow.
Incredible. I know. She's very determined to learn. No, I mean, you're incredible, Priscilla. How do you understand what Fuka means? Oh, that's easy, Para. I'm sure you'll pick it up as you get to know her better. Fuka's language is less heard than seen. Seen? This is getting complicated. Could you repeat that, please? I feel like I just got... I feel like I just got dumped into Nico Para. One more time.
What's your name?
What's your name?
Amazing.
I've never seen anyone catch on so quickly. Well, I'm an anime protagonist, so I'm the best at everything I try. Strange, I watched her hand gestures and facial expression. The words kind of formed in my mind. You understand. Now you and I are friends.
Thanks.
I'm Para. Thanks for being my friend, Fuka.
And?
That was human speech. I've been learning lots of new words from Priscilla. And Fuka's teaching me the language of were animals in turn. Is that so? I'd love to learn more from you sometime. You betcha.
Wait. What's going on?
Got a maid lady.
Good morning, Priscilla.
Jeez.
Don't worry me. Good morning, me. You were gone for days. I've been worried sick.
Sorry about that. Walking home is just such a pain.
I've had enough. I'm gonna put a reminder here, so make sure you read it every day.
Okay. Jeez, what a pain.
Minoxai. You're Priscilla's sister, right?
How about you?
Uh-huh. And you are? Well, I'm Para, the new seed trainee. Yoroshiku onegaishimasu! Why can't anyone use their indoor voice? Is that how you introduce yourself? Para's just being polite.
In case you couldn't tell, Priscilla's the younger sister. That's why I get the honor of
system. Speaking of, I'm due for another nap. Mind taking over for a week or two?
Don't think I could do that. Honestly, running the thing seems more entertaining than this right now. Sorry about her. Elsa gets cranky when she wakes up. Don't mind. I'm just glad she's okay. Here's a little thank you for taking care of my request.
Nice.
Alright. Stash that for now. Huh, you look familiar. We met earlier. I'm Para. Oh. Nice to meet you again. Alright. Exits over this way. Hey, are we actually 12 p.m. to 9 p.m. Holidays 12 p.m. to 9 p.m. Okay. All right. Let's see. And wrap up this request. Can I jump at all? No. Head over to the silo and talk to Eliza. I heard he... Oh, I can go direct to my room. That's nice. Let's finish this request real quick and then we'll wrap it up. I gotta take a lunch break, go for another jog. The best time to go running is in the cool of the evening. It's a great way to end the day.
Oh, off to work. Have fun.
Alright, we already told this.
Well done.
So you've completed your mission.
No.
Townspeople did all the work. I barely lifted a finger. Is that so? Well, that's to be expected at first. Keep tackling the task board, and that's how you'll improve. So I should take on lots of requests? Yes, let me put on the captain hat and explain how they're categorized. Okay, so we're still in a tutorial. Hooray! Tutorials for days. Some people come directly to us with requests, but most of the time you'll find them posted on the task board. Anyone in town has a problem or request they'd like us to take care of, we'll post it there. You can only accept a limited number of requests per day, so choose whatever it is you think you can handle. You can see how much progress you've made on a request right here. If you decide you can't finish a request, then open up the camp menu and cancel it in the Ranger's Note page. Got it, but I'll do my best to see every request to completion. Good answer. I like your attitude. Just don't bite off more than you can chew, alright? We mostly receive requests related to finding lost items or making deliveries. Sometimes we may even receive requests to deal with monsters that have run amok. Sounds kinda dangerous. Just a bit, yeah, but that's what Seed's supposed to step in. Monsters enter our world through gates. The equipment we used to fight them has enriched with a special spell called a Tamitaya. Yeah. This spell sends any monsters we defeat right back to their own world and the forest of beginnings. So that's how it works. Yep, that's what we all tell the kids. They just go back to the forest of beginnings. By the way, you should take this. I've received a beginner's crest. What's this? Open up the menu, go to your Ranger's Notes, and look for the Seed Crest page. You can equip it there. It should protect you for the time being. Usually you earn crests by using your chance catch skill to capture wanted monsters. But I'll make an exception this one time. We could discuss them in detail later. I think that should do for now. You can respond to whatever requests you please. Still, there's no need to push yourself too hard.
How's our little town today?
Okay. Wasn't it Liza? Is Liza... Liza is the... No, that's Simone. Talk to Eliza. Oh! Eliza's the box. Ah, so you accepted the request that Livy posted. You just figured you'd give it a try. I hope you decided to take this a little more seriously. Well, since Livy chose you for this task, I have no choice. So I say you're qualified enough to use the directive system. What exactly is that, and how am I qualified enough to use it? The hint's in the name. This system lets you make rules that affect the whole town. You'll understand everything faster if you try it for yourself. Now let's dish out some directives. Let's do it. I can expand my bag. I made my bag bigger. Now I can carry more stuff. Looks like you're getting the hang of this. Seed points to make all sorts of new rules that will help the town grow. What are seed points? You saw them displayed in the upper right corner while making that directive just now. It represents how much people trust you in numerical form. Alright, so you'll learn more seed points by helping people out across the town or taking care of unruly monsters. You can even earn them by shipping items or chatting to people every day. Depending on how well you do, you can also earn them during festivals. Festivals? Did I say you could interrupt me? No, I think not. In any case, let's try making a directive for a festival. But first, I'll set you up with some seed points as a little present. Don't make me work any harder than I have to, alright? Alright, let's dish out some directives. Festivals. Bean toss. Fish. Flower. Buff-a-move. I like fishing. Let's do it. Alright, I use a directive to schedule a fish variety contest. Now we wait for Spring 15 to arrive. Alright. Won't be able to issue many directives at first, but you'll gain access to more over time. Try solving some big cases or talking to the townsfolk. You could even try acquiring some new furniture. So I'm just thinking, from what I can tell, making directives seems like a pretty serious responsibility. Like, shouldn't the mayor or somebody important be in charge of this? Wait a minute, does that mean... Yep, this used to be Livy's job. Her job. Then why am I in charge now? There's no way I could take on such an important job. Oh, stop panicking so much. True, making directives does give you a lot of power. And depending on how you wield that power, you can make a lot of people happy or very unhappy. But directives aren't the end-all be-all solution to every problem, and like you said, you're limited to what you can do at first. But still, no buts, just listen to me. What happens next depends entirely on you. Only you can decide whether you want to wield this power. You don't have to issue directives if you don't want to. That's a perfectly reasonable option, especially since dealing with all this is a pain in the butt for me too. But you can actually hear my voice, and Livy picked you out herself. So with you in charge, I think we can pull off some pretty amazing things. Huh. Yeah, so we're gonna give absolute administrative power to a crazy amnesiac that we can't even read on our soul system that tells you whether or not you're a good person. You certainly seem less than enthusiastic about it. Cheer up. I'll go ahead and tell Livy that you completed your request just fine. Alright, so we can clear this out. Good job. I'm glad you and Eliza seem to be getting along. I hope you get lots of work done together.
Yes!
I'm not going to plant these seeds today. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and run up and save, and we can call it a night. Hey, why am I not appearing? Should be here. Ah, there I am. Alright. Well, that was fun. Very cute is what I would say. I like the Harvest Moon games. I've never played the Rune Factory games. I was hoping it would be a little bit more exciting. As it is, it seems very Harvest Moon. Complete with the extremely long tutorials, because you never know which game is being played by a young kid. Which is entirely fair. I just wish they had ways to opt out a little bit more easily. Character designs were cute. I can see myself playing this again. I don't know if it's good streaming material. It seems a little slow paced for that. I was hoping for something a little more exciting. But, well, I liked it. Hopefully you enjoyed the stream. Don't really have anything more to say. I'm going to be off tomorrow. I have D&D tomorrow. Where I play a irascible kobold. And all my party are... I keep my antics to the point where it doesn't really irritate anybody. But they are infinitely amused by me. Let's put it that way. Then Saturday, I'm finally going to start on the Dreamcast showcase that I wanted to do, since I thought about what I wanted to do as a streamer, and just sort of going through the entire Dreamcast library, or at least most of the Dreamcast library, is definitely something I want to do. So look forward to that. But that's about it. We're going to be calling it a night. I'm going to need to find somebody to raid. So we're going to go ahead and shit you to the stream ending. And I will see you guys Saturday, I hope. Okay, I'm actually gonna raid who I would want to watch, which is Fangu. She's doing Sonic Adventure 2. I'm glad you did, Tomanek. I like her style, and she's been playing a lot of the Sonic Adventure games lately, which I have a lot of nostalgia for, so hopefully you guys will enjoy her stuff as well. Alright, we're going to go ahead and jump over. Y'all have a good night.